Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Going to do one cast today with Jackson. Come on. Come on. I've boated down here. You might or may not be able to see the high lines just above Monkey Island. They're running almost 2 units of water. They started it just here a little bit ago, and they probably aren't going to run it very long. Ran a half unit all night and all day, just like they have been doing. Did not really have any fishing reports today. Marsh and I went to Springfield today and bought some couches and spent a lot of money, and so we didn't really spend a lot of time at the resort today. Fish are midging just a little bit. I was hoping towards evening they would start to come up and midge a little bit like they did yesterday. I'm going to try throwing a 16th ounce sculpin and ginger jig. I've got 4-pound line. Oh, fish just jumped out of the water. About 3 feet. Brown head. It's one of our Lilley's jigs. I think this is a reject. We have a reject pile on the desk in my office. When our tires come in and they tie some jigs that aren't quite up to our standards, they get thrown in the reject pile. And the thread on this is not real good. I did pull on it, and it didn't. None of the feathers came out, which is a real big deal. But let's just see if it catches fish. I'm throwing out on the shallow side, but I think I could probably throw it on either side and do pretty good. I'm not going to let it sink too far, kind of like last night. 4, 5, 6 foot deep. I am milking it. It would be nice to catch one on the first cast. I'm just about there, and I don't think I've gotten a bite so far. Okay. Nothing on the first cast. Been getting a few emails and calls from people that fish here, and also some writers that I know that have been kind of following the big brown that was caught last week, and they're wanting to know if we saw a big increase of people coming down and wanting to fish for big browns down here. I think it's a little bit early. When the guys are out fishing Saturday, they said there was a lot of boats between Fall Creek and Shore Creek, which I think that's normally the case. That's already a popular area to fish. There might have been a few more because of the fish that was caught up there. And we've gotten, we got a request for a film company to come down and do a fishing show this fall. And we've gotten other emails like, you know, where are you, and give us some information on Lake Taneycomo, that kind of thing. But it really is interesting, especially, you know, after the brown in February was caught, everybody was amazed because these browns are being caught. These big browns are from a stocking back in 2013, being triploids, which are fish that are rendered sterile when they breed, or when they fertilize the eggs. They heat treat them, and a certain number of those. I thought I saw a bite. A certain number of those fish that will survive will be sterile. They're called triploids, and the idea is they grow year-round instead of going through the motions of spawning in the fall, which typically those fish don't eat very much, and they actually lose weight during that time. Got a lot of fish that's surfacing down below me. And there are a lot of barn swallows hitting the water too. So I might be, uh-oh. Well, there's piles of this algae floating around. I just threw my jig pretty much right on top of it. How did I do that? Yeah, that's pretty funny. A lot of fish down here. Flip your bail. Man, I about did it again. Trying to avoid those big piles. But this year class of triploids, you know, the fish are only 8 years old. They're stocked at 2 years old. They were stocked in 13. That's 6 years ago. And they were 2 years old when they were stocked, so that makes them 8 years old. And browns typically will live longer than that. I don't know how long, but, you know, that's not a very old fish. And these fish are already approaching. Oh, there was a bite. They're already approaching 40 pounds. There's a real good chance that we will see a world record brown trout. Oop, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Come from Taneycomo here in the next year or two. So I would think that there'd be a lot of people coming down here and targeting these big browns. They also ask, what do we got to do to catch a big brown? Well, they've been caught on power bait, they've been caught on jigs. We talk a lot about throwing big stick baits. Although a really big brown has not been caught on a stick bait yet. There is, and I'm sure some people have tried them. They're called swim baits. They're big, you know, 10, 12-inch baits that look like rainbows. And that's a good possibility, but it's like anything else. When you use a bait like that, or stick bait, you're going to throw it a lot, and you won't catch a whole lot of fish. There's a bite. My guess is somebody, just the average fisherman, is going to come down here with a night crawler or power bait or maybe a jig, and he's going to luck into hooking one, and he's going to get real lucky and land it. I think that's what's going to happen. I thought I'd catch more fish than that going down through there. The water speeds up when it goes down through this kind of bottleneck between Monkey Island and the bank here. It's a little bit more shallow here too. That typically will attract more trout to this spot. I kind of let that one go a little deeper. Another little stalker. Saw only a couple boats out this evening. Pretty quiet. Nobody down here. Let's try letting it go a little deeper. Well, here comes a boat. This is a pretty popular area down here. And I'm sure there's some big browns down in this area too. You know, Jerry DeWiggins caught his big brown down below the landing. Oh, there's another follow. These fish seem like they want to chase. Had a couple follows that I've seen. They're working a little faster, maybe. A couple more casts. Another chaser. Two of them. Doggone it. They're just little stalker rainbows. It's always fun trying to get these fish to bite. If you know they're here and you know that they're interested. What do you got to do to get them to eat it? Oh, I think I just had a take. That'll bait. I'm having trouble seeing the line, so. Oh, that might have been a fish. I think they're just coming and sucking on it. Okay. Maybe I can figure something out. They're not being real aggressive. Kind of straight line, it's sinking, and they're just kind of coming up and putting their mouth on it or something, because I can feel it. I don't think so. All right, one more time. No follows. You know, it's very, 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 very rare that I even fish from here down to the bridges. And I know a lot of people come down here and fish a lot, and I just never have. Even some of the tournament fishermen come down here and they throw a jig around these docks. I just never have. I've gotten down below the island and I'm not seeing as many fish following, and I got those bites here a second ago. Oh, doggone it. He was there. Almost straight down. I was about probably 8 foot deep. Okay, I'm gonna let this one go deep. I think the water is probably about 15-20 foot deep here. I'm not sure. I'm moving around so I can kind of get, if I get a tree in my background, it's dark and I can see my line. But then when I've got the sky reflecting off the water, I cannot see my line. So I keep moving around to keep a dark background. Okay. It's good that they're running the water. Kind of cleans out all this algae. And it's pretty normal this time of year. Thanks for watching. We will try again tomorrow someplace. Pick a different place.